Hello, Dan Decker here, checking in for another writing update. It occurred to me today that I haven't spoken too much about this book that I'm currently working on. One of the things that is driving me to write a kind of a YA fantasy book is that I have kids and I don't have any books that my kids can read yet, since they're not quite old enough, and it's just not something that they would. A lot of my books just isn't something that would interest them. Uh, Especially legal thrillers. I think you need to be a little bit older to really read and understand a legal thriller. And so I've been working on several different ideas for the last couple of years. And I finally decided after I finished with this Mitch Turner novel that what I was going to do was just to take a certain period of time, work on a YA fantasy book so that hopefully my kids would be able to read. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been having a lot of fun doing it. And it's also been very useful because it's been giving me a really good break from writing thrillers and legal thrillers, something I love to do. But every now and again, you need to kind of get a different perspective on things, try something new, challenge yourself. And writing this story definitely has proven to be a challenge. Not too much that I'm going to say about it at this point still. Thought I'd just talk a little bit about why I'm doing it. But it's a YA fantasy book that I hope that my kids will read and enjoy, and we'll see if other kids out there read and enjoy it as well. But it's not going to be too long now before I turn my attention to Jason Maxfield. So I've been spending most of my time on the fantasy project. And also this week I've been spending a lot of time working on Audrey Spencer as well. I don't know how well I've explained this in the past, if I ever have, but I usually have a couple different projects that I'm actively working on at any given time. Sometimes those projects, sometimes one of the projects is going to get a lot of time, and then other times maybe I'm trying to do a little bit of half and half. It just kind of depends on what writing stage I'm at on the particular project. But anyhow, with Audrey Spencer right now, what I've been doing is I've been actually fleshing out an outline, and this is something a little bit new for me. I've tried outlines in the past, and they haven't always worked out very well, but I wanted to try again with another outline. And so that's what I've been working on this week, is the outline, trying to come up with what I think the general story is going to be, and then going from there. And last week I reported that I'd written first chapter, and already I've looked at that, and the chapter's still going to stay in there, but I think it's going to be better placed later on in the book. So I'm going to be starting the book in a different place now. But I've had ideas about this book kind of bouncing around my mind for the last several months now, probably a little bit longer than that. It's been, I think this May or this June, it's going to be 2 years since the last Audrey Spencer legal thriller. And so, I've been thinking about how I was going to write a sequel to that book for some time. And the ideas I'm coming up with so far, I think, are really fun and fascinating. And so I think it's going to be a really good story overall. But yeah, one of the things I was hoping to do with the Jason Maxfield series was to try to put a book out every 1.5 to 2 years. That's kind of my goal with that series. And I should be coming up on that pretty readily, because it's been almost 2 years as well since the last Jason Maxfield book came out. I think it was May of 2023 or something like that. Anyhow, so that last book, it's been a little bit, but I'm going to be working on that one and getting it out as well. The only book series that I'm currently trying to publish a book every year is the Mitch Turner series. That's kind of what I consider to be the flagship series. And so I already have ideas working on that book as well. So we'll see. Sometimes I bite off more than I can chew. Last year, I think I did that just a little bit. But this year, I think that I'm on good pace to get these projects that I'm thinking of getting done this year done. But, well, I guess we'll always have to see. So, yeah, Audrey Spencer is coming along just fine. I'm really happy with the outline so far. I think the story is going to be a fun and exciting story. And I don't really have much else to say this week, so I hope everybody else out there has a great week.